This is your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Thursday, August the 23rd. With the news, I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Former Minister of Commerce Donville Inniss today pleaded not guilty when he was arraigned on money laundering charges in a federal court in Brooklyn, New York. The embattled former Member of Parliament arrived at court well ahead of the hearing and was accompanied by former Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite. Ennis, who is represented by Attorney-at-Law Garnet Sullivan, was today ordered not to communicate with any alleged co-conspirators. He is also now permitted to travel to the Southern District of Florida. Before today's hearing, the former minister was only permitted to travel between the Eastern District of New York and Middle District of Florida. Ennis was charged with money laundering and conspiracy in an indictment that said that in 2015 and 2016, he engaged in a scheme to take about $36,000 in bribes from high-level executives of an insurance company. Now, that insurance company was later revealed to be the Insurance Corporation of Barbados. The prosecutor said Ennis used his position as a government minister to help the insurer secure 2 government contracts, and that he concealed the nature of the bribes by receiving them through a dental company and a bank located in Elmont, New York, under the guise of payments for consulting services. Ennis must return to court on October 23, 2018. In other news this Thursday, Prime Minister Mia Mottley says Barbados needs to pick up new international business. She was speaking at talks with the Barbados International Business Association, government ministers, Central Bank Governor Cleverston Haynes, and other senior officials today. Chairman of the BIBA Task Force, Ben Arundel, presented a report on the sector to Mottley at the meeting. The Prime Minister said there were many opportunities awaiting Barbados, but enough people had to be put in place to pursue new business in a credible and structured way. One credit information firm is warning local officials not to accept laws that could force them to release sensitive client information. This warning is coming from Director of Credit Info Barbados, Grady Clark, while speaking to reporters at a Preparation B legislation education seminar at Accra Beach Hotel today. Clark said he was not in agreement with some sections of the Harmonized Credit Reporting Bill and regulations for the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States region. The legislation makes provision for credit bureau and credit information providers such as banks, money service businesses, credit unions, and microfinance institutions, among others, must share information with the Credit Bureau. He raised concern about the privacy of credit union members.
The international banks are well prepared to take advantage of the legislation and have huge economies of scale that our indigenously owned financial institutions don't have. And this is extremely concerning. So if the credit union sector does not pay attention to these issues, then, and speak up, agitate to do something about it, then we are to blame if the sector finds itself in problems.
Barbados is mourning the loss of 2 of its gems. Today, beloved broadcaster and champion for the disabled and the elderly Carson Small died. Small, who was blind, was a long-standing broadcaster with the Barbados Rediffusion Services Limited, now Starcom Network, with the help of the late former broadcaster Olga Loeb-Seal. He was well known for his role in the Rediffusion's radio program Children's Party, and later his very own program, Visions, which targeted the disabled. In March 2015, he was awarded the Member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, MBE. Meanwhile, Canon Ivor Jones, an Anglican priest and former educator, passed away at his Christchurch home this morning. His daughter, Valerie Goodman, said her dad was the consummate family man who loved serving God and people. The Ministry of Agriculture is ramping up its efforts to eliminate hunger in Barbados and help farmers to improve their business. Agriculture and Food Security Minister Indar Weir announced that 2 programs will be implemented in the coming months to ensure those objectives are met. Following a tour of the Nature Fund Ranch in St. Andrew, Weir disclosed that his ministry was currently fine-tuning plans to implement a farmers' empowerment project through the Barbados Agricultural Development and Marketing Corporation.
Giving support, training, resources to farmers. The paper is going to go to Parliament in a couple of weeks. It should have been there already, but it's definitely coming. What it seeks to do is to empower farmers by giving them land so that they can work, and then the BADMC will take on the responsibility of doing the marketing so that they can find markets. The project is going to be done where all the planting that takes place will be done on a scheduled basis based on demand and seasonalities, etc.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. 37 tremors have been recorded in Trinidad and Tobago since Tuesday's 7.3 magnitude earthquake that rocked the Twin Island Republic, causing widespread damage. That's according to the Seismic Research Center of the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies, which reported that the latest quake with a magnitude of 4.0 occurred around 6:44 this morning. Meanwhile, National Security Minister Stuart Young has been assuring that the government has a plan in place to deal with the aftermath of earthquakes. More in this report from TV6 News.
In these types of situations, the ODPM leads the charge.
He said anything that needs to be improved upon, the government will make a note of it to ensure this is done. Minister Young spoke about communication as many complained they could not reach loved ones via phone for some time after the earthquake.
There is no phone system in the world that can take every subscriber onto the system at the same point in time. Fortunately, the data connectivity stayed up. Persons then were using, I assume, voice over internet protocols like WhatsApp, etc. to make calls.
The minister said some government buildings and the services they house were closed the day after the earthquake as assessments were being made to ensure they were safe for occupancy.
And on the international front, US President Donald Trump has responded to suggestions that he might be impeached after his ex-lawyer Michael Cohen pleaded guilty to violating election laws, claiming that he was directed by Trump to do so. In an interview with Fox and Friends, Trump warned that any such move would damage the economy.
You know, I guess it's just something like high crimes and all. I don't know how you can impeach somebody who's done a great job. I'll tell you what, if I ever got impeached, I think the market would crash. I think everybody would be very poor, because without this thinking, you would see numbers that you wouldn't believe in reverse.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper email updates or like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Now you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.